We have a few crucial systems developing. I'll break down the forecast models for these storms and how strong they could get exclusively on TVS Cyclone. It is Monday, January 13th, Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. Starting off with Tropical Cyclone Dudzai. It currently has 90 mile an hour sustained winds. It has weakened pretty significantly from what it was yesterday. It was 145 yesterday, and it is forecast to continue weakening as we go into tomorrow. However, by Thursday, it should re-strengthen a little bit back to 90 miles an hour, and then finally start to weaken. By next week, it should dissipate and not be much of a threat anyway. This island, by the way, part of Maritas, the threat is growing for impacts there. The cone has shifted closer and closer toward the islands, so I am watching closely for impacts there. I will show you the forecast models in a moment. Invest 95.5p currently has low chance of development in the next 24 hours, 15 mile an hour sustained winds. I didn't even see this storm developing in previous model runs and still don't, so I don't think this will develop. I'm honestly a little surprised there is an Invest 94p currently has 30 mile an hour sustained winds and still a medium chance of development in the next 24 hours. It probably will take more than 24 hours for the storm to develop, but it should develop late this week. And I will show you the forecast models for that in a little bit. Invest 91W is currently has 25 mile an hour sustained winds, and that has been bumped up to a medium chance of development in the next 24 hours. That is a Western Pacific storm, and that has a decent chance of becoming the first Northern Hemisphere tropical cyclone of 2026. If you remember, last year it took till late May to see our first storm that became the first Northern Hemisphere storm of 2026. Forecast models, starting with the GFS, they show the storm reaching strong tropical storm status, maybe weak typhoon if it can maybe do that. And then they actually show it moving down to the south, hitting the Philippines again. So the Philippines kind of getting a double hit from the same storm. And then going further out in time, they kind of just show it sitting there, if anything, moving to the south, and then not really anything else developing, which is not abnormal for January. Usually in January, the Northern Hemisphere does not see anything. It's actually crazy that we might see something this early in the year. And then the Southwest Indian Ocean with Dudzai, they show this storm moving to the south and actually not hitting that little island. But they do show maybe another storm developing off of Western Australia, and let me go back to that for you. It's not really even much, that little buildup of rain. That might not even be a developing storm. And then in the Southwest Pacific, let me show you that one for the GFS. The GFS shows this one, shows the storm in the Southwest Pacific. They show it maybe developing, I guess really this weekend, so not this week, and then kind of being a large storm, however, not actually impacting much land directly. However, rough seas are still very possible. And then that other storm that is being tracked, not really much development out of that. I wouldn't consider that a storm, and it doesn't look like it is much of a storm. The European forecast model with this storm, they show it moving up to the north and then kind of stalling, strengthening, and then moving down to the south. They do not show it getting too strong, but maybe Category 1 hurricane equivalent. And the other basins with the Western Pacific, the European forecast model shows that storm intensifying. They show it kind of taking a similar path to what the GFS is saying. This is taking a while to load. Moving up to the north, and then after that they actually show it not moving back down to the south, going to the east and not threatening much land. And then with the Indian Ocean storm, they show it continuing to weaken, and then maybe a little bit of re-strengthening, which is in the current forecast, but then not. I mean, they show it maybe going over the little island, as it's hard to see right now, that this little black dot right here, that's that island, and they show it moving over as maybe a weak tropical storm. And then finally, with the Google AI forecast model, they show these storms both developing here. They kind of show this one developing. They show this one weakening, Dud's Eye, and then this other one they show it developing, moving to the north, and then this Philippines storm. This is the one I'm mainly watching out for right now. Some of their model branches show it reaching almost typhoon equivalent. It might get there. And then some of their model branches show it moving back down to the south, others going to the east. So I'll be monitoring this closely. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching and see ya.